What's the big deal?
What's up guys? So today we're going to make a green goodness bowl. It's using two of my favourite grains, which is the tricolour quinoa and buckwheat. We went to the market earlier today, got some amazing quality veg, and this bowl is just bright green. We've got a delicious pea puree and I absolutely love it, so let's make it. So with the buckwheat, I'm going to add 500 ml of water into the pan. You want to bring that to the boil as quickly as possible, but we're going to add in our stock as well. Once your water has got to the boil, add your buckwheat in. And you want to let that cook. You don't need a lid or anything, just let that cook for about 15 to 20 minutes until all the water in the stock has been absorbed into the buckwheat. So while that's cooking, you can get the rest of your veg ready and also get your quinoa boiled as well. First thing we've got is our asparagus. I always remove the very ends. So you don't want to use those bits, they can be really woody. Just pop them to one side. Then with your asparagus, it's entirely up to you how you chop it. I always like to have nice long stems at the top. So these have got the most texture, most flavour as well. And then these you can just finely dice. So really nice and easy for the asparagus. That can sit to one side. Green beans again. Get the beans out. So for all of your beans, you can see the edges, you've got these little stems. You don't want these, so again, you're just gonna top and tail all your green beans. So it's entirely up to you what size you wanna do. They just give good texture and flavor. They can all be mixed together, and what we're gonna do is boil them for literally 2 minutes. It gives them a bit of color, breaks them down a tiny bit, but you don't wanna remove all that nice crunch and natural flavor which they have. Water's finally boiling for the quinoa. I'm just gonna add a pinch of salt. And then quinoa can go in. And then you start your timer 12 minutes. So while these are all boiling away, a few more things to do. So the reason it's the green goodness bowl is obviously we've got our nice greens, we've got the asparagus, the green beans and courgette, but we are making a delicious pea puree. I've got my peas here, I'm gonna add them into our blender. Got my boiling water, and goes in there. Pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, simple. Let's grab our blender in. Best thing with the blender, start them on low, then crank the speed up so you have a really smooth puree. So let's go. So we're on a blend for about 3 or 4 minutes. You've got to make sure it's a really nice smooth pea puree. You don't want any kind of grainy leftover bits that haven't blended, so just keep blending until it's really nice and smooth. It's such a delicious, simple pea puree, all down to the goodness of the peas. So you can leave that to one side now. My green beans are definitely cooked, so let's just drain these. So they can now rest until it's all ready to go. Quinoa and buckwheat still boiling away. So every now and then just give your buckwheat a stir. You can see it's starting to swell up. Quinoa is still boiling away nicely. Next up, we have got our courgette. So just get your courgette, grater, and do the whole thing into a bowl, which are then gonna mix your quinoa, buckwheat, pea puree, and everything else once it's ready. So your buckwheat, when it's done, should be fairly sticky, but not all stuck together in one big ball. So you move it around, you can see as it drops. So now all we have left to do is mix things in. Quinoa is really important. When you drain the quinoa, make sure you run it lots under cold water to remove all the heat, and then you want to let it sit and drip, because in the bowl you can see it's still coming through. If you put that in your dish, you end up with a really watery dish, so really be sure to drain it. So quinoa can go in. Got our green beans and asparagus, that can all go in. Buckwheat mixture. It's already smelling really good. Next thing we need is some mint. So just take a good handful and do another one of them. Good, try and remove as much of the stems and the stalks as you can. The mint with pea, it's a match made in heaven. They really complement each other. Bunch it up. Just dice it. So that can go into a bowl as well. And take a lemon, cut it in half, and then just squeeze in the juice. If you put your hand there, you can catch any pips. So it's a really easy way, rather than getting a sieve again, just squeeze it together like that. Final few things to add is our pea puree. Just the colour of this is just incredible. Finally, I'm going to do about 1/3 of a teaspoon of pepper and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now you can add more or less once you've tasted it. It's all down to you for flavour preference. Now just give that a good old mix. As you can see, super green, super nutritious, super tasty. Just taste for the seasoning. So that's the green goodness bowl. Really, really simple. Now it's up to you what you want to top it with. Coconut bacon works absolutely incredible with this. Pea and bacon with risottos and things is quite a common combo. So if you get the vegan alternatives or make your own coconut bacon, it works really, really nice because you have that crunchy, delicious flavour and texture. What we're actually going to do really quickly is fry up some oyster mushrooms. So at the market today, we walked in, we saw a tray of oyster mushrooms, and we're just going to buy a handful, and they decided the whole tray was £3, so we couldn't turn it down. So I've got 200 grams of oyster mushrooms. All you need is a nice hot griddle pan or frying pan. Shred them in, so you can rip them up into pieces, add them into the oil or just a nice hot pan, and just let them crisp. Don't try and disturb them too much when they're cooking to begin with. Just let it cook and they will do the rest. So once they've cooked on one side, you can then flip them around in the pan, you can stir them, it's fine. But it's really important, the initial cook, just basically boiling off any moistures in the mushrooms, creating the most caramelized, delicious flavor. Now you add in your pepper and another little sprinkle of salt. This part's completely optional. In Greece, they would serve platters of oyster mushrooms, and all they would add is oil, salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon juice. And it just takes them that little next level further. And again, with all the nice flavors in the green goodness bowl, it's just a really nice topping. So again, just need a tiny bit of your lemon, good old wedge like that. I'm just gonna squeeze it in. Let all the steam rise up. And after about 5 minutes, you're done. So then the last bit to do is plate it up. So have a nice big scoop of that, a bit more. Portion can go in there. Grab a nice handful of your mushrooms. And then your mint to garnish. And there you have it, the green goodness bowl topped with oyster mushrooms. Enjoy.